Hey guys, welcome to the United Masters League pre-show. We're full series again. Hope you had a great day and yeah, how are you doing, guys?
Brilliant.
I heard something, you talked about something interesting. Can you tell the others as well?
Yeah, sure. We talked about a club in Berlin called Kumpenest, but I think what really happened there is not that relevant in the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a little secret. Okay,
Sure.
So guys, yeah. You want to talk about the matches yesterday or the upcoming matches?
You know what? You can
What's your
decide.
favorite?
You can decide.
Okay, I can decide. I decide to talk about yesterday. We saw Aigo against Red Reserve and it was a tie.
Yep. Right?
16-3 on Overpass.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, we saw an interesting lineup of Red Reserve, I would say. So they played with Drake and Disco Dublin, Grux, Zen, and Scream. And as far as I know, they will play today with the same lineup.
No.
I think so.
Okay, hold on. You could be right, but
Yeah.
as I read it, it's not the case.
Okay. So
So we just gamble. We just gamble here.
Because I think we expected a little bit more maybe from Red Reserve with this lineup, especially with Zen in it, who has been the dominating force in Havu. But in the end, it looked like Mirage. Even Mirage was still close. It was the Deagle, the Swedish Deagle passport coming in to get one crucial round, and Draken having over 30 kills. And Overpass, it looked like they were just tactically at no chance at all against Aigo.
Yeah. That was like two-meter tall guys playing basketball against, I don't know, 3-year-olds. It felt a little bit like that. They didn't even stand a single chance.
But talking about Draken, for example, he had 34-16 or 34 frags on Mirage.
Yeah.
Pretty insane performance, actually. And Zen, by the way, had like 11 frags.
Yeah.
And we talked about Zen, that he will play as a stand-in. And you kind of... I had the feeling that you expected more from him. Or you were like hoping that he would just like stand out and perform great. But it looked like he did not have his great performance. So what do you think? Why was that like this? Or what are your thoughts about that?
There's a great storyline about this, and I think this is the most reasonable thing we have heard. Havu used to have a star player. His name was Zen. And what you do with a star player is you play around him. You let him be the star. You give him the opportunity, you give him the function, you give him the flashbangs, you give him the support, you give him the retakes, you give him everything he needs to perform that way. Because you know, when all those little aspects get started in the right way, he can become a beast. And with that team, you first of all got all those heroes playing the entire time. You got a Draken, you got a Scream, and you got an additional Zen. So all of them definitely want to perform to their max. And then it's also a team missing structure. Havu has been together for quite a while.
Yeah.
And that's where I see the difference. Zen couldn't get used to it. Zen was used to totally different circumstances, is how I feel.
What are your thoughts about that? Are you agreeing with him?
To some degree, I mean, just in general, I think you are completely right. But if you look at the case by case, so Havu, for example, I don't agree that they played too structural. And I think Zen had a lot of free room on Havu to do whatever he wants. Not being really supported, but just to go for some crazy plays. And even on Red Reserve, I would say, in the beginning, it looked like he was more taking a supportive role, buying the grenades and the pistol round, for example. But still, in the end on Mirage, there was just some rounds where we even saw like Zen is going by himself towards middle, trying to find opening kill, while his teammates are trying to contact A. So even on Red Reserve, it looked like he has the freedom to make the kills happen, but maybe he had just an off day, it felt like.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, we'll see how they perform today because it will continue with Red Reserve. Today it will be the first match against LDLC. What are your expectations about that game? Because yesterday you said it will be probably a 2-0 against Aigo from Red Reserve. Now you saw them playing. Can you stand in? What are your thoughts about today? Or the expectations?
I mean, super low on both sides, very honestly. I mean, it sounds a little harsh to some extent, but I have to be honest. LDLC could not perform to the way they wanted so far with Muffin and XMS, which I right now will say is once no coming in because they are not finding their actual state yet, plus both of the new additions are rusty. But I think the worst example, and it's not even long ago, was the one against Euronics. That was just devastating. How they got humiliated by this team, and that's the weird part, by Wise Wizards.
Yeah.
They lost 5-16 against Wise Wizards, basically. Think about that. That's unreal.
And what do you think about this? Because due to the loss against Wise Wizards, I mean, like I think most of people don't know them. Just like in the German scene, it's a German CS:GO team, and what would you say? Like, on what level do they actually play?
So I think most of them maybe played in the second highest league in Germany, not even the highest league. They just made their way into the highest league. And internationally, I think they played like ECR main. So it's far down below. I mean, then you have advanced, then you would have the MDL.
So actually, they shouldn't lose against them.
No, no way. And they lost to two players basically from Wise Wizards. So.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Talking, by the way, about German team, because we just, a little bit about that. We will see two German teams today playing against each other. It will be Attacks against Oronix in the third match. And also we'll see Expert against 3D Max. So what do you think about the Expert and 3D Max game?
So the very interesting part for me is I think we have two teams on an upwards trend. So I think the upwards trend is a little bit better for 3D Max. Talking about Expert, they yesterday had their Meisterschaft match against the Unicorns of Love, which basically was the old Euronics team, some of you might remember. And they won Nuke with ease. Not a surprise at all, but I think if 3D Max learned one thing from LDLC, French teams don't play Nuke against Germans. Yeah. And then there was this very close Dust 2. So 3D Max, I think they stand the better chance, especially as yesterday, this was brilliant. Everybody chimed in. Everybody was stepping in when needed. And that is what I loved so much about this French team. And I think they can just go upwards by now.
Talking about yesterday, we also saw Expert playing yesterday against Ego. And they won actually a map on Cash. So, they quite performed well on that map. Regarding that, would you say like it will be, they still have a chance against 3D Max, or you just think it was more like due to Ego didn't perform well?
I think
so they won it.
I think it's one aspect, and I'll 100% throw it to you because I think you get the better words for that. But there's one aspect that has been missing by Expert, and that's Andy. If Andy is not there today, if Andy will not come up with what is not even his 100%, his standard is needed. And yesterday, it felt like he was upside down in his chair, having his mouse in his left hand and his keyboard in the right hand. He was not performing at all. And that's for an opera, in where you always need an opera to perform. So pivotal. Yeah,
you're completely right. I mean, yesterday we saw Andy not really stepping up in any way. He's normally one of the players who constantly was top fragging, at least, even if they had a dominant loss, he still was somewhat having a positive. Yeah, exactly. Was the one maybe holding up Expert, getting them few rounds. But yesterday he whiffed so many, even easy shots. I would say he normally doesn't whiff. So
yeah, it was abysmal.
But they still even won Cash, and I would say it was just nice to see that even with Andy missing, they were able to play such a strong CT side, because if you remember correctly, Ego has a very strong T side on Cash. Yeah, and they only got 5 rounds. So I mean,
so actually, it was like you're just saying. It was also like due to the performance of Expert.
Yeah, 100%.
Also have a chance against 3D Max today
I would say so. Yeah, and if you just imagine now, even Andy stepping in, there is still a big chance for him.
They even more better. Okay, so what would you say? Like, how will this end? You think it will be more a tie or a 2-0 from one of the teams?
It's super unpredictable, very honestly. This is one of the rare games where I could go in neither of the directions, though my tendency says a 2-0 is 70%, let me say 60% 3D Max, 40% Expert, as they still have those minor issues in some setups. They have these minor issues in some of their plays, and also the players sometimes just whiff in entirely, and that unfortunately happens. There were so many. There was yesterday's situation with Skrunk. He went rushing with an AUG, just kept down his W button, and he was shooting, and he thought like I could kill 2 guys with that. He instantly got punished, and those are minor mistakes. It can't happen, especially not on a bootcamp, if you ask me.
But I think this is gonna be a tie. I feel like both teams will just win their map, and it's gonna be a old school UML tie.
Okay, well,
back to the roots, huh?
looking forward to see that, and we can be curious how this will end up. And also, what will be interesting is who will win this graphic cards. You can just take part if you answer on that tweet. By the way, you should leave us a follow on Twitter, and then you will see there is a some kind of tweet. It's some kind of question. it's about the headshot, the completely headshot during the United Masters League. So you just need to guess how many headshots have been made here in the UML.
Yeah.
And we have already some replies, some people like
that's a
trying
good
to guess like how many headshots happened till now.
He won.
Yeah, big
we could
papa.
stop. We could stop this giveaway. He got it.
Yeah. So, and we will like choose in the end of the week
It's a little bit low. I mean,
who had like the
Style points.
who was closest to the real answer.
yeah, and we already gave away one hint yesterday, so maybe we can
Yeah.
repeat this one hint for all our pre-show listeners.
Okay.
Because the number of AK headshots so far has been 6,500, around 6,500. So
And I think we need to mention something because
Yeah.
you know
That's great.
all the people will just come here and say I'm not tweeting anything till Sunday, right?
Yeah,
And what you
exactly.
can do though is we're giving away those hints, and what you can do is just say delete your tweet and come up with a new one because the crucial part is only one tweet per person.
exactly.
Makes sense. You can't make
Yeah.
100 assumptions how it's gonna be, but you can always just try a new one.
yeah,
and
exactly. Delete the old tweet, post a new one. If you feel like there's a new hint, maybe you need to consider your vote.
yeah, right.
But you should definitely take part on that giveaway. Last week, by the way, we had a Noble Cheer, and we will do this weekly. So we will have weekly giveaways, and every week it will be something different. So you should definitely stay tuned in the pre-show and follow us also on Twitter and on Twitch to not miss anything. And yeah, we will see if there's maybe someone who has the right number. Like that is what is the interesting thing. Like I think there will be a lot of people who are close to the answer.
Yeah, probably.
But I'm really curious if there will be someone just like hitting it 100%.
Yeah.
No,
Do you think this will happen?
no. Except he's a real nerd, and if you're the real nerd out there, props out to you. You
Yeah.
deserve this
Actually,
graphics
it
card.
would be possible. Like if someone would like watch every match and count every headshot.
That sounds like the wrong approach. Very honestly, that sounds not like the right
but
approach.
it is actually it would be possible.
And it's
But I
worth
think
it
no
for
one
this
is doing
graphics
that.
card, of
100%.
course. Yeah.
just thousands of hours spent
Yeah.
watching UML games.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine anything better.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it as a job.
If
so.
you, don't have nothing, if you don't have nothing to do, nothing better to do in your free time, then just do it. Okay.
There's
by
this
the
big
way,
guy with the whiteboard just doing that, you know.
yeah, maybe there is some kind of nerd like writing everything
Yeah.
down and
hasn't slept in
collecting
2
everything.
days.
I need to win this graphics card, guys. Go ahead.
The dream. By the way, tomorrow pre-show will start earlier, and we will have a kind of different pre-show. Two guys from Sprout will be here. It will be Speedy and Faven, and they will do some kind of interview and then playing against each other. So it will be like more different, funny pre-show, and you should definitely tune in. Also, we should now take a look on the map video.
I find that a good idea. Do we? Take a look at the map, Peter. I don't know.
Okay, maybe.
Okay,
I
so
just,
first map band is
Okay,
Inferno.
Or we can just guess, like we will see LDLC against Red Reserve. By the way, we will see the same stand-ins today like yesterday. If you
Did you
didn't
hear
know
this?
that, because you were
Did you
not
hear
like
this?
sure
Did
about
she
it.
say that?
What?
Yeah.
What did I
Production
say?
confirmed. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay.
So I'm
yeah,
right. as well.
I just said it because
Yeah.
I know it's true. I
Yeah.
would never say something I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not. You never.
He flashed. He flashed.
Okay, yeah, that was on purpose.
Yeah.
I didn't want you to. I didn't want you to make this skill.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 2 bans already. They were pretty
Yeah.
fast. Train and Inferno got banned. So what will be the next ban from
I mean,
LDLC?
I could imagine even that LDLC surprisingly picks bans Overpass next because they lost so dominantly to Ago.
Red Reserve. Yeah.
So you
yeah.
think, and they probably know that they're playing against the same players. So maybe they think it will be a good choice, but they didn't ban it.
I mean, yeah, LDLC. I was talking about Red Reserve. They should
Yeah,
maybe think
they
about.
tend to, but it's weird. It's weird how they lost yesterday because their entire win rate is quite positive in
yeah.
that sense.
Yeah, but Red
That's the
Reserve.
problem.
Okay. I just
Mixed up,
up. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
And look,
and
they really.
Yeah,
They did it.
how could anyone predict that?
Yeah.
I don't
like
get it.
losing 16-3.
But still, I mean, it's
why
one of their
shouldn't they
best-
ban that?
it's one
Yeah,
of their
no, I
best
would
maps,
never.
so-
I would never doubt you.
Yeah, but
Never.
maybe it's like real. They played with they playing with the same lineup and they're maybe not confident enough. So
Yeah,
you think
exactly.
Cash will be a better choice for them, right?
Oh, Yeah,
I
should
think
be.
so. I mean, Havu really love to play Cache, so maybe Zen will step up on Cache finally. And also, I think Cache is a good map from the Swedes, and in general, it's an easy map to play if you don't have too much structure. I mean, you have so many possibilities on this map.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And regarding LDLC and their map pick, what are their chances there?
I don't have any high hopes about Dust 2, as though we saw Red Reserve in the original state being extremely brilliant on it. And, you know, slowly and steady they went worse and worse and worse with more changes and more changes. But I think when we come down to the individuals, and especially also surprisingly good CT sides they have delivered, I see them really stand a chance against LDLC, who yesterday won against Pretty Max, but I think it was due to some sloppy French plays coming out of the Devils. So in the end, I see a 2-0 possibly come in the way of Red Reserve, yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting thought. Are you agreeing with him about a 2-0, really?
I think I agree.
Reserve?
Yeah, Red Reserve, I mean, those two maps should fit them more easily than yesterday. So I think Cache is a great pick, and also Dust 2 it used to be one of the favorite maps, and also they still play it with Scream, and I think even Zen likes to play Dust 2, so this should be a 2-0.
That's what I just wanted to ask. So, because Zen will play again today, and he didn't perform like you expected yesterday. We just talked about that. So you're thinking that you will see the Zen you used to know, right?
We hope so.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So also, I guess LDLC Red Reserve will be your favorite match today, the most interesting, or is it maybe Expert against Remax? What would you pick?
I think Expert 3D Max could be more interesting with your storyline in mind, that we have two teams maybe with a little upside lately. So maybe we'll see like how good both teams are at this moment.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So guys, we will take a short break now. Don't forget to leave us a follow on Twitter. It's Twitch and Twitter. It's Twitter now. Yeah, this will be a new platform.
Yeah.
Okay,
What's
guys.
the name of Twitcher?
Twitcher. Do you already have a Twitter account? So guys, yeah, see you soon after the break with LDLC against Red Reserve.
Let's go.
Imagination is more important than knowledge. Where knowledge is limited, imagination encircles the world.
Welcome back to United Masters League. I'm Zesh, this is Excuse. We're about to hop into nothing else than Red Reserve versus LDLC. Full power, full energy, full of everything. I sound like the kind of guy who's a motivational coach and about to scam $5,000 from you. But don't worry, this is not BitConnect, this is the United Masters League. And we're about to see a few Frenchmen either getting, well, slapped, sliced their head off by a guillotine, or Chet Bular all over the place.
Yeah, I think it's probably the first. I suppose, yeah. But I will say that 2 is probably the map where I can see LDLC maybe winning, but we'll take a look.
Yeah, we're about to see that. Let's hop into our game and figure it out right here, right now. This time, it's not the map Vito scam, as previously. But Drake have a very interesting approach, and he seems to have somewhat of an idea. They must have watched something about this, because instantly him taking such an angle with this weapon.
Yeah, even I think he was tagging Matar down to 7 HP, it seems like, and trying to get short control. So there should be a smoke into middle come in soon. There's a smoke, so now his teammates can cross towards A short, or even go out middle if they want to. But Daviduvek, he saw the first one crossing. Second one is just waiting nearby with the bomb. And this could be just an A fake and still a B execute, because we can see the bomb is still waiting. Not crossing towards A short. 2 people now in front of B side. And it's once more maybe Zen with the new position in this team, lurking around, trying to get the attention towards the A side. And then the B should come in, but look at the stack from LDLC at this point.
Yeah, they realize Kwanu is not hitting his initial shot, which gives Draken the room to breathe, but in the end he's fallen, and they have made already to the Xbox. They were fully off track, as none of those initial shots go his way. So there are basically 3 players waiting in front of the gates of the B site. But it's a man who's coming from behind, and that's Zen on the triple. With a Glock, he slices off every French head. And there we start off brilliantly. Good and solid.
And let's see if LDLC, if they will force, or if they just will go for one full eco. Because we have seen some crazy force buys in the second round on the city side. With 2 or 3 scouts, some pistols, but in this case, it's a full-on eco. Only Daviduvek on a P250. It's a little bit unsatisfying for LDLC. In the pistol round, they have the perfect, nearly a B stack with 3 people, and still they lost the pistol round so dominantly. But this round should be an easy one. Small coming in deep into CT, and there's no one pushing through. There's a very nice tower, but, well, not good enough.
You know how French electronic producers said, harder. Where does it go? Oh, how does it go? It's forward, harder, better, faster, stronger. I think that's it. Yeah. You know,
yeah.
Like, entire reference has been wrecked due to my bad memory once more. Besides that points, LDLC sending 5-man squad into CT, though getting entirely, well, wrecked by Red Reserve. Though logically a super easy task, Matar hardly doing anything with that P250. We haven't seen him really being the high-tier aim god, to say it like that. Far away from it, very honestly. But this is not his role in his team.
Yeah, that's true, but at this point, I mean, we mentioned so many times, in this new Counter-Strike era, you're normally not allowed to just say, well, I'm the IGL, so therefore I will keep my 0.5 rating or KDR. Oh, and Matar. And Matar
is blind. He doesn't see a thing. It's so unfortunate because this Gnopple already passed. And they discovered that there's a pedal on the right-hand side that's called full throttle. Used it, went through tunnels, flashed themselves in. And Draken and co got probably the weirdest buy or weaponry situation for themselves. as he tags one player. The CTs want to keep all 4 guns. Most reasonable decision. Red Reserve have some money left in their bank account, so they could try to chase if they feel like it, and they somewhat do. We see 2 players already advancing towards the CT ramp. One on short. XMS might be finding a double kill anytime soon. As he passes by, gets 1 and even the second with ease. Grux as well as this Discodoplin are in the grave. And therefore, more casualties on the side of Red Reserve than on LDLC. But, I mean, this was somewhat of a bonus anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, they didn't lose any single health point getting on the B side. And it's a totally wrong reach from Mata, because normally you would maybe think, well, they still have some SMGs left, so they could rush B. But Mata didn't expect that one. He was really expecting Red Reserve to go more or less for mid-control, even the A side attack.
Oh, but how close they are. Daviduvik must have identified at least 1 player. But he could have been hurt. It felt like it. And retreating is a legitimate option. 1 nade goes deep and puts this Discodoplin nearly on half HP. Ugly situation for the Swedes. But Red Reserve, a little slower at that point.
And Discodoplin and Scream taking a lot of damage from a Molotov, so I'm not quite sure how that's possible. Oh, Daviduvik really getting shot through the smoke. And now Red Reserve, they should know that there's at least 1 player waiting behind the smoke. Probably they could expect even 2.
Oof. And Daviduvik is fully fine. 1 player pushing through. Discodoplin seemed like he had an eternity to find those kills. But 1 tap elite strikes. LDLC, they are not realizing that overlong players are coming. Scream is grabbing their attention, but that bomb is already planted, and that aggression from Grux together with the Molotov is allowed. So they need to lock down that side. How fast is Scream in this? He is about to come over the B side and might hit them from CT spawn, but it's not even relevant as those players are all approaching over the short position. And Drake cannot even headshot away. Another one, also Scream eliminated. And LDLC with 2 casualties. They are standing strong in round number 4.
And it would have been nice to see maybe, not Scream, Draken falling back into a pit to give Scream a little bit more time to lurk around and to come from behind. But still, they nearly made it work on the side of Red Reserve. First round for LDLC now. They're once more able to properly buy. An important thing would be to win a follow-up round, to get the economy going. Nice pop flash coming in, but just a little fake from the CTs. They're not contesting long control, more or less. This time they're expecting a B or mid-heavy approach, with 2 players just pushing even B tunnels, getting the information, while 3 people now are stacking on the A side. So LDLC, they could have the perfect timing because no one is checking B tunnels for the moment.
They're really mid-focused. Tells like 4. It's actually 4 out of 5 players, and look how close they are to short. Daviduvik is forced back, and Logan is just standing in between flames and flames. Inferno has come down to him. Hell on earth descends onto Logan, and then Daviduvik falls as the next player. And the flashbang being blocked by one of the feet of the teammate. Maffin can hardly do anything. And that's the call for XMS and Twanu to better say abort. Stay home. It's a thunderstorm outside. And it's led by a red and white attack. That short aggression, though. It was really the poor guy let alone towards the stairs. Flames right, flames left. Feels like it was somewhere at the barbecue.
Yeah, and the even more interesting detail was maybe from the side of Red Reserve that they, first of all, they popped flash through the smoke. Then you heard, I think it was Alex, no, Logan. Just Alex, yeah. That's been quite a while since Alex left LDLC. Yeah, when Logan just started shooting because he thought, well, as a pop flash, they will just probably push for a smoke. They didn't. They just waited, and then a second pop flash came in, and Logan once more completely blind. And even then, they waited a little bit to let them spray, and then they went in. It's just nice to see that Red Reserve, they're really playing way more structured than they used with the old lineup. So it seems like they're putting a little bit of effort and time into prepping for those matches.
It feels like it. It feels like Red Reserve has a little bit of a better clue, though. I mean, you get one superstructure player back. I mean, HS didn't play on a professional level for a long time, so things like grenades and such are, if you ask me, something that you might easy forget. Oh, no, Draken! You wanted that frag movie shot, but Zen is stealing it all of him. Not like this, Mr. Sundin, as you try to be cool, but it didn't pay off in the end. What I wanted to talk about a little earlier, what you mentioned about IGL's stepping in, what I personally think, which year was it, where the old Fnatic lineup had Pronex, Olaf, Krims, Flusha, Angel W? That was 2015?
I think even 16.
Nevertheless, back then,
Yeah.
what you talked about, this IGL not performing really, instrumentalizing all his players, that worked back then.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But nowadays, I mean, at least on a top tier level, if you look at tier 1, maybe even tier 2, there's like not much wiggle room. I mean, even if you look at Big and how Gop individually performed way better than he used to 1 year ago.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, very good points, but what seems to be a very good point at the moment is Martin getting his first frag after 7 rounds. Will Discodopoly, though, find the kill on XMS? Yes, he does, and this opens up gates towards the B side. The bomb can advance. Zen remains ice cool. That's how you know this, Finn. And as ice cool as he is, players might just run into his crosshair any second by now. Heard the second player. As the op scope has been identified. Ividuik checks his corner. And oh, really? Oh no, Zenless is too smart. He's though being punished in the end. And that means Logan will save behind the good Renault. I think this Renault was the original... That's a good question. Renault R5. Was it the R5 Turbo? Yes. So this Renault is, besides the Mercedes, we have a very, very good old Renault. Back then in the 80s, being... I could be wrong about the 80s. It was a Group B car. It was back then, I think, it R16... Nah. Was it R16? I know it was R... Okay, it was something R5. It was a Group B. It doesn't even matter. It was a cool rally car back then. Group B, also with good old Audi and the Lancia Delta Integrale. And
I think only 2 people right now have any clue what we're talking about.
That's enough. No, was it Lancia Delta Integrale? No. But it's embarrassing. It was the Lancia Delta Integrale. I was right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was totally caught up in my own thoughts.
Yeah, could you maybe tell us more about your stamp collection?
So my stamp collection is right now featured with a BMW E46 330 made in the year 2002, and actually Orient Blue, featuring 231 horsepower, is getting out of the rear axle as it's a rear-wheel drive. And my second car is a Golf 2 from 1990, which features in total 95 horsepower and is brought back to a rally car with 930 kilograms of weight. You're happy?
Yeah, very interesting to hear from you. Maybe you can tell us a little later a little bit more about your other stamps you have in your collection. But at the moment, we have Red Reserve taking mid control, taking a line control. It's a very fast B split. Oh, this should work out perfectly. One pop flash is just missing.
Maton, he's actually the one who might just really stand a chance together with his teammate. I mean, he has made his first track. Maybe this was the lucky charm he needed. But as I say, it XMS with a nice execution onto Grux. He eliminated him, but that was enough. Once more, it's the B side. It feels like nearly every single round, literally every single round, comes down to the B side. There were a few exceptions here and there.
Yeah. But I really like this round since it was so well executed. We saw them faking a long control with a lot of nades, so they are more or less baiting LDNC and still playing along with 2 or 3 people on the A side.
Yep.
In the meantime, they're just pushing out middle. And the good thing is that normally you have like 1 player from the A side just peeking and looking if there's anything coming out mid to tell his teammates. But no one was looking because they thought, well, they're going for long control. So therefore, they were able to sneak out mid unnoticed and then just split the B side with all the time they needed.
But give me your honest thoughts. Do you think Red Reserve will stay with an international lineup?
I don't know how how much they're used to talking English. I would say in general, Scandinavian people.
For Swedes, it's easy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I could imagine them just keep being international.
And XMS just passing them. Guys, hello, guys. I need to go through this. I would like to enter tunnels, but XMS. No, he just went behind them. Nobody realized it. And he's like, where do I start? This is a buffet, but that buffet has only one meal. And that meal is called Disco Doppeln, but besides that, he doesn't get anything for free. You have to pay for the rest, and the guy's out of bucks. How unfortunate could it get? How unfortunate it actually is.
I was really hoping to get maybe some pancakes in, maybe bacon and eggs, but in the end, just a little salad. That's all he had. Everything else was extra, yeah.
Yeah, everything else was like, you need to pay for that. It's one of those scam things, you know? There they go. And a nice punishment coming in from Logan at least, but it doesn't change the fact that those guys in Red Reserve are basically millionaires. 10K, over 10K onto everybody, which is technically speaking not being a millionaire, but in Counter-Strike world, I mean, you can buy everything. You could buy 2 auto snipers right now. Zen could buy 2 auto snipers and an AK, if he feels like it.
Yeah.
Which is probably around $6 million US or something like that. And 1 quid.
Or it used to be 1 Bitcoin.
Ripped on Hachi. Nevertheless, Scream taking a lot of control short. Fast momentum is being stopped right now. The Rock sends his message. They have massive firefight down middle. And while middle is being so attacked, Drake chimes in. Eliminates Upton. So next one you are in total only down 119 points of health. Thumbs up. You just got his feet just touch the ground, and he's still, or more like already tapping your head away, plugging it off, and separating it into 2 pieces. Wait. He's got a perfect position to off this guy away. And Scream, there's no room. And he's so lucky in this situation that this guy has the wrong M4 equipped. At least for that situation. 20 bullets are not enough to suppress your opponent and shoot him down at the end. 10 to 1. We're around, let's say, 15 minutes in this game. And Red Reserve is dominating, which is somewhat surprising if you ask me.
Yeah. Maybe we could take a quick look at the scoreboard. I'd like to see the stats on both sides. So, I mean, on Red Reserve side, we can see everyone is having their refractory Zen. It's nice to see him perform to some degree 12 frags. And on the side of LDLC, Mata again, only 2 frags, 11 rounds played. When we could take also a quick look at the ADR, I'd like to see just... At least I would say Mata, he doesn't have a lot of frags, but he is always dealing some damage, so he's not able to finish the kill. And on the side of Red Reserve, Zen, 115 ADR is quite impressive.
And I mean, as you're saying, it does too, being definitely a map where he can actually show us, display his actual raw skill. The guy has, in the last 12 months, a 1.26 rating only on Dust 2.
Yeah.
This means for 1 year, he was playing with such an insane rating, and always a KDR. Now listen to this, 1.33.
Yeah,
I mean that's outstanding. I mean, yesterday he was sleeping. Today he's just finding 1 kill after another, and the Frenchmen, they don't even stand a single chance. I mean, this must be devastating for you.
Yeah, yesterday just won against 3D Max quite convincingly, and now they're falling to the hands of Red Reserve. This could be 11 to 1. They keep losing and losing. And look at Scream. He's just waiting.
There's number one in Matar with his
He
up.
wants to tap. He saw his buddy, didn't he? Of course, he frags him. Of course. It's not that one-tap machine, but the one-tap elite does 4 quick one-taps on the body.
Yeah, exactly.
Counts, if you ask me. It's a way of tapping.
Yeah, I mean, 3 1-taps. Still tapping.
It's not a free tap, right?
No. It's 3 times a 1-tap. And even if he sprays, it's 30 times a 1-tap. Quick 1-taps.
Really good with mass, you are. I'm impressed.
Yeah, no, I went to Sofia Business School.
Ah. What did they teach you about spending money?
You gotta spend money to make money. That's probably the slogan from Windigo, I would say.
It's actually good.
Yeah.
It's like on their jersey. If they're coming to the offline finals, which I think they will, and they don't deliver a cool show, if like they don't print fake dollar bills and throw them around the building, yeah, I don't know. And my target is the only reason why I want Windigo on the offline finals. Not only because they have great Counter-Strike to bring us, not only because strong individuals.
No.
I want a picture with this guy, Victor.
Yep.
And I want to ask him, is there a day, except when he's going to the gym and looking like Hulk,
Yeah.
is there a day where he doesn't smile? Because I don't think so.
I think when there's a date when that Victor doesn't smile, the angel dies. Oh.
Well,
It's Grex just saying, hey, this Zeppelin, I think we are too OP.
wake up, wake up.
Yeah.
Well, those two headshots, they might just not give him the best time there. The molly forcing him out in any position. Twanu burning nearly away. 4 points of health. And that Molotov, very odd, but they still trying to continue to get this guy out of his position. And as this is not happening at the moment, Zen is using his timing in the corner. The op stays. He should see a bit of the body, but finds it beforehand. Goes for another,
Zen.
and this is the Zen we know. CT smoke has been dropped. Daviduvek a little bit isolated. Tries to use the timing, fully flash, doesn't see a thing, and they're on the site. That bomb will be dropped, and Scream with his positioning, extremely visible at one point. Or is he? He should know where XMS stands, shouldn't he?
I'm not quite sure he heard that one, because the nade was dropped exactly on him, and Matthias just waiting.
But they're coming. And Zen is the smartest move ever. He just waits on the side so patiently. He realized where the players are coming from. And Daviduvek still stays alive somehow, but Zen does what a Zen needs to do. 2 quick frags on an op, but on a player on the side whose head was maybe 1 centimeter peeking out of a box. But the Finn, his aim is just so great. And it seems like it's always a dark aura that's surrounding him.
Oh, and 3 auto snipes in this round. I think no one will trust B this round. Oh, XMS getting tech low and Twanu.
no.
Well, it's still the same rule. Even if you have, if you have 3 auto snipers, you never face a scout. And that's a B side, and Graxi still keeping at it. I mean, what a round.
What is keeping on happening?
15 seconds played. 2 guys die in middle due to a scout. Scream gets 2 kills on the B side. And that's
What
it.
is this kill feed? How can this still happen? And what is Logan about to do about that? Nothing! My God! It seemed for a moment like the French have finally found the tool to do something.
Yeah.
And then Red Reserve is like, guys, look at the menu, the cafeteria got a little bit of Swedish köttbullar. And they're like, oh, we need to get the meat for it.
But look at how strong this rule is, that you never peek mid on Dust 2. If you're a terrorist and you know there's a scout in middle, even if you have 5 auto snipers, you will always lose the duel. I mean, they lost 2 players against 1 scout.
Yeah, it's a constant. It's an absolute term. It's a constant. You can't change that one up. Oh no, I'm not embarrassing myself with physics. I rather drop that. But for the moment, Disco Doppler, with whiffing at least a few, but still surviving with 13 HP. And a good bit of information he should have by now. Because they are through tunnels, he saw the players entering nothing else than long doors. And so, Disco Doppler and his crew have all the information they need. Now they just need the shots to get things done. And Draken saw the player dropping in CT. The Glock nearly prevailing. Oh, and then he's just in the auto-tap modus, and it seems
like he wants to find a little more, but that's a single shot on the body off Scream. He needs a one-tap. This is right now his skill needed, and not a one-tap, but still the bullets going in the right direction.
At this point, it doesn't look like it will take too long to win this map. The heat map in the left corner, we can see now Ratosov on the T side. I mean, they are all over the place, although it looks like they're also attacking BNA at the same time.
Think about how they are having the most kills in window, which basically means they're already on site.
Yeah.
And just shooting that direct, they win basically every duel.
Yeah, you're right.
This is unbelievable.
But it also shows you that LDLC didn't really contest middle as a CT.
No, hard.
They always let them pass through mid, and then only they had the duels on the B side coming through window.
And this game keeps on giving.
Yeah.
We're 25 minutes in. And it seems like the winner of Dust 2 has been found. I shouldn't have said it probably, because we know what happens most of the time. I said it. And I'm sorry. But technically speaking, just from a technical point of view, there shouldn't be a chance. But let's see. Let's see. Daviduvek and Muffins still stand somewhat of a chance to defend the bomb sites. Beautiful shot coming in from Scream as though the guy is tagged. And this should be it. A dog coming around the corner. He's not daring to, as he knows Scream is just waiting and expecting him. But at the same time, it's Grux who's already on the side. It didn't even make a change.
Yep.
It didn't even make a difference. They got it under their belt. And it seems like this was not even any competition at all. LDLC just totally thrown out of the server, not standing a single chance here.
Yeah, and I think S2 was their map pick, so now we'll see even...
It's a big IX.
Yep, exactly. And on Cash, I mean, there's still a chance for LDLC to come back, but after losing 16-1, there is like not even a little chance. And you know, there are some matches where you can say, well, 16-4, 16-1. There's still some close runs. It could have been maybe a 16-10.
There was no close
way.
round.
No way.
You saw it the entire time. Those guys were walking around with their MX Gold and were just buying everything they could get on the way. Well, that was our map number 1. Devastating result for LDLC. But maybe they stand a chance on Cash. We'll take a look at that in just a moment.
Да, и как и весь сам турнир. Сергей Симак, главный тренер «Зенита», вашему вниманию.
Сергей Богданович, все тренеры по-разному относятся к этому соревнованию. Кто-то говорит, это просто тренировка, а кто-то хочет выиграть. Где ваше мнение вот на этой линии?
Мне кажется, все всегда хотят выигрывать. Вопрос, какой ценой. Конечно, во главу угла результат не ставится. Если при хорошей игре команда проиграет, ну, наверное, ничего страшного на данном этапе, конечно, нет. Но, тем не менее, если футболисты даже в маленьких играх на тренировках всегда стараются...
Welcome back to the United Masters League. It seems like we might have another stomp if, well, Red Reserve is just keep on playing like that. There will be not a single second where I would doubt them.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, Cash, now the map pick from Red Reserve, Dust 2 was just a warm-up for them. Like you're playing just DM. Hey, let's connect on to Dust 2 against LDLC. Warm up our aiming a little bit, and then let's play Cash now. And yeah, if they continue to play like this, especially Zen, finally stepping up. And yesterday he had a quite quiet day. Yeah. And now he seems to be playing quite decent. And if you look at Cash, I would even say also one of the favorite maps of Zen. So I expect again,
very good point you mentioned there. Yeah. I mean, we're about to hop in. We're about to see if that is the truth or if it's all just a little hoax. But I mean, on paper, right? I fully agree with what you're saying, because when we just take a look, for example, on only Cash, right? And once more we take a look at Zen, and once more in the last 12 months, the guy pulls up a 1.28 rating. Yep. The guy comes in with a 1.36 ADR. And what is he starting with? A shot in the face of Meffin. And so Red Reserve might just go further. My goodness, the accuracy doesn't stop. And XM's head slammed against the wall.
You know, even Logan getting tagged down to 12 HP. Ace had completely under control, but the bomb still needs to cross. And Discordoplan needs a little bit of help from his teammates, but Draken coming in from behind to some degree, and Discordoplan in fighting one more, and Tuanu last man standing.
Good night.
There's no chance. One tap.
This must be a devastating feeling, because you're starting off once more against an opponent. And what does Zen do in the first 10 seconds? You're trying to push middle, you're trying to play it smart.
Yep.
Can you boost me? And the sweet, yeah, boost. It's coming. Jumping up. Got one. That's it. That's all you hear from this guy. And it's amazing. It's just awesome to see what they're able to do. This Discordoplan actually deciding, because the MP5 is so highly accurate, right? And what does he go for the MP? What?
It didn't make any sense, because even the kill reward is way higher on the MP5. So maybe just massaging his back a little bit with the USP, and then whipping out his MP5.
Listen, I'll speak to the organizers of the UML.
Yeah.
And Havu will get a free slot at the offline play event if they send me a video of their communications. Must be amazing. But Draken, everybody just goes up. And look how intimidated they are. They're scared. They're holding middle for sure, but they are scared. And as Grux comes in, Matal using his AUG right. Nico recently flaming somebody regarding that, and Zen fully whiffing the shots that are coming out. Excuse me, the Molotov. My bad. Thrown pretty much like he got a little bit of an ache in his wrist, but they still want to clean middle up.
The problem is they don't have a Molotov. You get the one frag onto Sandbags, but yeah, then it's ready. He's just waiting for Matar to show his head. But there is still quite a chance. If they go B, it's gonna be a clear bomb side. XMS taking a little gamble. Now he's not quite sure. No one showed themselves onto middle. That's why he's now trying to check B out. And in the meantime, Red Reserve just slowly but surely walking towards the A side, where no one is waiting. Because we can see LLC trying to get information. One is pushing middle. He should know by now. No one is coming from it. B side seems also clear.
Yeah, but he doesn't know.
Backstep.
Yeah, but he doesn't necessarily know. So they might just are tending more to the B side, because he still doesn't know that they could be waiting just around the right corner.
Yeah,
right?
You're right.
And as the bomb goes down, no kits, 150 max in the bank off Tuanu, and they must be like, no chance. Forget about it.
Yep.
But I must love the communication. It was like, must be scream, do you want to go B? And Zen says, oh. Then, want to go A? Yes. I mean, Finns are very rare on words. There's their two options. And I told you that last year
but
already.
I don't even think he's just saying yes or no. He's just, yeah. It's like, and...
Yeah, that's actually a very good one, because I think I talked to Saw, who is the IGL of Havu.
Yep.
Or used to be, as he's not also part of the roster anymore. And, well, I was asking him, could you describe your team a little? Could you just briefly tell me what do you think our strengths are? 10 words. Around 10 words, slightly less. I think we are a strong team. We got great aim. Period. That's it. You know, other teams are writing an entire essay about what their strengths are. He's coming, oh, we're a good team.
I think probably job interviews in Finland must be real fun for both parties.
Do you have the qualification? Yes. Congratulations.
So you have the job. That's all we need to know.
Can you work Huve? Not even a yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know when it's cold up there, you gotta save up the words. And therefore, ice cold the way they play! Whoa, this is the ice cold Zen we know. Just mentioning, just talking about him, and all he does is finding significantly important and also so glorious frags. This flick.
That is spray control. I mean, he was first killing the guy up on top on the boost on the shroud, and then the second head just popped around the corner, and he took both hands to get the spray control way down.
Like with the SG.
Yeah. I mean, if I
that's your fear.
Yeah, if I would have tried to get that spray control, I probably would have need both hands and both feet on the mouse.
Yeah, but I mean, he does it from the rest, you know? Yeah. Casual.
And maybe he went to the gym.
He definitely went to the gym, but XMS, he's flexing with those op muscles, taking out Grux early on in the game, but we saw that even with having less players on the battlefield for the moment, they still make it.
Yeah, let's see what Reserve. They're taking their time, going for mid control, at least faking it with some nades. This could be still a B-split. Mid control for a moment, getting denied. Oh, the nade?
That seemed like it landed directly in front of his face, but totally denied, and Draken punishing Logan in the end. Cash being a more T-sided map is totally utilized by Red Reserve, and he sees a bit of the shoulder, but Twanu once more trapped in it. And he's not moving out. The nade could be so important.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, and that was thrown like an artillery missile. So goddamn accurate. But nevertheless, Red Reserve are only down to 2 players. But it's Scream and Zen. And Maffent, he might be the hero in this, but for the moment he isn't. And that works. Round number 1 coming on board for LDLC.
Yeah, we can even see that Red Reserve, although they won 4 rounds in a row, somehow they don't have the best economy after just losing 1 round. This could open the only one having over 2k left in his bank account, but same goes for LDLC. They lost some players, so only a UMP on Logan, only a FAMAS on Matan. Even the equipment doesn't look too good. There's still some Molotovs and smokes, but already, I mean, LDLC using a lot of utility early on without getting any map control whatsoever. And again, once more, free mid control. So maybe LDLC saw that holding mid control is a little bit too hard for them. And B-split will come in. Oh, this is going to be hard to defend on the side of LDLC.
Matten, though, how much does he have impact in this? Only 1 kill he gets, but XMS can use that timing well. The players are rotating and the support has now arrived. Den can make it onto the side directly. Draken chimes in when needed, only down to 2. And, well, Logan Antoinu's task is just impossible at that point. Zen does not even go for the plan. This guy's like, I'd rather shoot him down than having this dumb C4 thing on the floor. 5-1, well deserved, and well, the LDLC side of things, they'll try to get as much as possible into the round, but they will be ending up with nothing in case they will lose, and that's highly likely at the moment.
Yeah. I'm still surprised David Duvek somehow found the money to buy an AWP, although it's only a glass cannon. That's maybe their only chance, since I don't think Red Reserve will expect an AWP in the hands of LDLC. But David Duvek, he is playing on the A side. I'm correct. No, he's playing in middle. He's just looking for one kill. He could find one kill and then even still rotate away, maybe onto the A side. There he goes. First one down. I don't think Red Reserve expected at all an AWP in the hands of LDLC.
No, now they should be cautious about that. Especially if they really concentrate all their force on the A side, where right now David Duvek is waiting with the AWP, but it's the only real obstacle. That's the only real thing holding them up. Sure, there are deagles in the hands of Method, Logan, and XMS, but they have not really brought us a great showing with this weaponry so far, and they stay passive, they stay patient. Maybe it's just a matter of time, and it is a bit of a matter of time, as David Duvek cannot find the kill. He's identified. He's in middle, and he might utilize this because Highway is now maybe smoked off, and it actually is. They can just now find their way into this. And Logan, he had all the time in this world, all the chances, but he's whiffing those crucial bullets. And so Twanu takes his spot, advances a little further, goes around the corner, not entirely yet. Draken still looking to get that kill. Oh, Draken! No, Draken! But the pistol he gets! And the support of the lads he got, but Jesus, that was once more the Draken 30-degree window.
Yeah, the perfect example. Both players just lining up. It was not even like he had the choice to make which one he'll kill. Both players in the same lineup, and he still with his AWP. It was really a classic Draken.
It was a classic Draken. But I mean, the already thin.
And of course.
This is the flick. This is the Draken we know. This is the Draken that can just come up and says, "There's a guy on the top end of my screen. Yep. I'm just gonna flick on him." He does it, and Swedish magic. Seems like it's a virus, and Knack got the same thing sometimes. Same with Collar. Yep. All those oppers. But I mean, what I want to say, LDLC got extremely thin walls. They hardly cover any bomb sites properly, and they are falling down. We got not only a 0-0-7, but a 0-8 on Logan and Twanu after 9 rounds. 2 players, 40% of LDLC have not killed one guy yet.
Yeah, that's just devastating. But yeah, it's just Red Reserve, they're playing so well today, just individually finding all those frags.
And we have to say, I mean, the improvement that Red Reserve has done, and I think in the matter of time that's a drastic change, is how quickly they were able to get somewhat of proper standard setups done.
Yep.
That's amazing. We have seen it on Dust 2, where utility usage definitely increased to the previous times we've seen them playing all of those maps. With always a stand-in, of course.
Yep, exactly. I mean, it feels like still it's not nothing too crazy. There's nothing too crazy, but still just the basics. It seems like there's some plan of how they like to play.
The fundamentals have been
exactly.
set.
Maybe even 1 or 2 executes they could play, and still they have the loose playstyle. If they see, well, executes doesn't work out, we could still go with this loose plays. For one moment I thought, LDLC could go for it, but they don't have the fuse kit. Time is ticking already. You don't even have the money to try anything crazy. So
Goblin, though. He's going deep into CT spawn. There's one directly in the spawn, one in Z, and he's gonna be punished. But doesn't change the fact that we're already having a half coming in for the side of Red Reserve. Instantly, they grabbed it. Once more, we're not really very long in this entire game. I mean, maybe 10, 15 minutes, something like that, I would say. And Red Reserve, they don't struggle at all. Oh, maybe this was a fairly close round. Let this one just pass away and accept it for the moment. But as I say, it's Twanu finds Disco Doppelin, and the opening is on the site of LDLC.
And this could be at least one more chance for LDLC to get one more round on the scoreboard. Finding the opening kill, but there's still 4 players remaining, and it's gonna be, looks like an A fake and maybe even a B execute, although 3 people are just making their way towards the A side now. And in the end, they should end up on the A side. There are only 2 people at the moment waiting there. We're still not expecting an A execute. We have 2 players still on the B side. Oh, and Debuduvek, he could be the game changer in this round, but not with Grud.
Denied. And the op on site, it's Twanu, who still could chime in, but he's fully trapped. Left, right, and center. Some of those terrorists are shooting him down anyway. And same Mata, best chance for him to save. XMS got the body armor, so it would somewhat make sense with all the losing bonus to maybe keep that. Looking though for exit frags is the IGL from LDLC as he's on the hunt, but most likely he has been the prey so far. But one of the highest impact players on the French side, though we are having such a bad result from them at the moment. And when we take actually a quick look on the scoreboard, we'll see that it's funny-wise Matin, who hardly has done anything for the LDLC side in most games. I mean, from an impact point of view of kills,
individually, yeah.
he's actually leading. He's the only one with the MVP star, and his assists are also looking quite decent, and that's very odd. And when you see him performing on top, you know some are doing their mistakes.
And once more, LDLC, not LDLC, Red Reserve going for the mid control. There's the smoke coming in. Scream trying to tap them away one by one. Mata is now known just around the corner, but Scream needs to be careful. One more Molotov coming in. Draken. Now he should know that someone is close by, or does he?
Not quite sure. The question is how much impact will Manson have in the end of the day? I mean, will he even push in? Hard to imagine that he will. Draken seems to be aware. Wouldn't have been surprised if he pulls the trigger at the right time, but this guy lost it to B1 where Disco Domplant and his teammate are on the pedestal. Up there. And we're 60 seconds, Red Reserve. All the cards are down on their table and they can choose.
It's so hard to defend middle if your terrorists are taking so much time till they push out mid.
Right.
Because at some point the smokes will fade. Oh, but at least a nice pop flash coming in. Debuduvek taking his time to get this one frag, but still there's a big chance for Red Reserve. Scream just waiting for his chance to get the one frag onto yellow.
He knows about the yellow player. This Godoplan will not put a lot of pressure on that guy. As he finds an easy one to Twanu, Scream with the perfect refrag. He had the exact right idea and he was waiting patiently, possibly communicating. This Godoplan saying, I'm coming around. Scream just waits to the door. And that means Draken's accuracy is not even to be displayed. So, duel between the Belgian and the Frenchman. XMS could be the one to get the number 2 for the team, and it would be about time. He is about to start a bad duel, but Scream, known for his accuracy, known for his shots, he keeps on peeking, The time is in his favor, but it works in the end. 3 points of health that keeps this man alive. And it would be such a round that could have helped them a little bit. They were desperate. They were in need of a number 2. Yeah. Make it better than the previous map, and still, it's only one they find.
Yeah, just mentally to get maybe back into this game to win few more rounds on the city side. You still have the T side ahead of you, where you could maybe if you have a great start, come back to some degree to at least not feel like you're getting crushed twice on the first map and on the second map. And even now, there's still a big chance for Red Reserve to really just twice dominate LDLC with a 16-1.
Oh, it'd be devastating. Have we seen? Perfect and beautiful spray control coming in from this Godoplan. Every single aspect of the team seems to be on 100% at the moment, really. It doesn't even matter if it's spray control. It doesn't even matter. It's pure raw aim, accuracy, and precision. So Steveduvik opens up the vents, Zen has the information, comes out of smoke when needed, has the perfect angle. And that AWP, I mean, is it even worth saving? I mean, on paper, of course, right? Don't get me wrong, but what is going to happen next round? What is going to happen? What's going to be the change? And when we take a look at the scoreboard real quick, we realize there's no money left.
Yeah.
Maximum losing bonus is nice, but will Logan even keep the op? Because they're hunting and they're getting the guy, the mechanic, who's waiting. First shot working out, nearly lining up, and then as he puts a new bullet in the chamber, he's eliminated.
But to be honest, I mean, there's not too many things LLC could change up, because just in the previous round, if you look, this Kudaplan went to the reset by himself. He only threw the cross smoke and a Molotov into vent room. And he just contacted the B-set without any help of his teammates and still got both frags. Playing against an AWP and M4 for a lot of utility, so you never should get those 2 frags by just contacting the B side, because you'd expect LLC to have maybe some kind of team play, a pop flash coming into vent room. This should be always an easy frag for the CTs, if the Ts are playing 1-by-1. But at this point, Red Reserve, they don't even need to play with too much structure, because everyone is just winning their duels.
That's just a little bit of danger I see from the player who's waiting under the boost, which is Logan. As he saw how close his utility actually is, as his hand has thrown it back onto the sandbags. They're somewhat falling down, but the problem is, though, basically the map is split up. LDLC having all their forces focused more on middle or A, whilst Zen and Co have already taken the control over B. And the C4 about to be brought to the ground. There's right now a decision which they have to weigh up. Do we retake? Do we really try? Do we keep those both AKs? And it seems like an easy decision for them, as they hardly will have any great situation coming up for them in general, gameplay-wise. So the money is there. I mean, maximum losing bonus, and Qatar is making his own experiment. Maybe that's a bit of an experiment channel. You know, just what happens if I pop this P250 on the door? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Get the bell. But for the moment, this is just falling apart entirely. And it seems like for LDLC, there's no fraternité, no legalité, and I had all 3 just a second ago in my head.
Liberté.
Liberté. No liberté to play, no fraternité for players.
I mean, yeah, no team play.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Well, the spirit of a French Revolution, it should spark up anytime soon in case they want to get back.
Yeah, but they would need to cut off a few heads to make the revolution.
I heard about that one.
At least Mata opening up the round against the Sudaplan. And even Duano, did Draken see him?
Seemed like it. Poor guy, fully blind. And well, French Revolution, we talked about it. But Zen is still alive. And we know how high his impact can be. He definitely saw the guy in Sunroom. But a very unusual Zen-like whiff.
Yeah.
Leaves it down to Grux. Take it all on his own. Beautiful shot he's getting onto XMS as he plucks his head off entirely. And so a decision has to be made, because he could remain patient, because he knows about the players in Sunroom. How much impact will Scream now have? This is the question. Surely they got a double op setup. But as I talk about him, doesn't stand a chance. Grux with at least 2 kills. And LDLC, it's not clearance, but it's somewhat of relief they might just feel right now.
Yeah, I mean, we just take a look at the odds. 51 on LDLC, and it's even 51 seems a little bit, yeah, now.
Fair.
Yeah, fair.
Even benefiting, like 44. Get your bets now on unicorn.com. Bet with 34 odds on LDLC. We still have not an air horn installed.
Yeah, for Season 2. Oh, it's gonna be a fast B hit. And if the pop flash will come in, the flash not really hitting. Oh, that's a nice buffet for him, but only 2 kills, still not enough on the B side. B should be clear now. Rotation through Heaven coming in. Twanu just holding cross. Oh, Twanu.
The aggression even paying off. The molly coming in a little late. Will it be round number 3 for LDLC or number 13 for Red Reserve? This is the question, and they're all battling it out with Ops. As Mata comes in from behind, do both Red Reserve players have the full awareness? Wrong timing, but also Draken whiffing his initial shot can make it through, and the bomb will be planted, so the pressure is on. The retake has to be initiated. He's going to burn away right away. What?
Okay.
How can he be alive? But it means only Grux is the one who now changes things up. He knows the player is just around CT. He knows that he needs to hit the shot, stands in the flames, passes around. And is he being spotted though? That is the question. Only Grux on his own seems to find no initial shot, and no, he doesn't. 3 times the rounds they've gotten on the previous map, now in the back of LDLC. Situation though, more than sinister.
And even if Cash, maybe you could say it's a little bit T-sided to some degree. Maybe more on a 8 to 7, 9 to 6 scale, but even with that little T tendency, I don't think there are too many chances for LLC. As you mentioned, Mata is the top fragger right now for LDLC together with David Duvek. That's something you don't see too often.
No, you definitely don't see it too often. Well, let's see. Do you have the structured T-side play ready or not? This is the question here on Cash. LDLC fighting against a bit more of a CT side Red Reserve, at least what we have seen from them against Vexed.
Yeah. It's also interesting to see that, first of all, LDLC, they're expecting, they're playing, I think we saw the same first round from Expert, where in the beginning they're just waiting for some aggressive push to happen. One is guarding middle, one is guarding the A side. 2 or 3 people are just looking towards the B side, and if nothing happens, they all rotate towards the A side. Yep. At least that's what Expert did, and it seems to be the case even for LDLC. This should be the right answer because there's only one guy on the A side. They're playing A retake, 3 guys from Red Reserve on the B side, having some kind of stack, one guarding middle, and Disco Doppler. Even if he finds 1 kill, would be more than enough.
And he sees the smoke. All the forces focusing. He didn't attack him, it looked like it. But all his shots are landing in Nirvana. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. There comes the first into Matan. As he falls down, retake should be initiated any second soon. But they wait for them to come from behind. It's actually Logan expecting them. He has a bit of support from David Duvek. Oh, and what an initial shot he gets. Even the second tap coming in from that P250. And this means it's time for Twanu and Co to clean those things out. But there it comes. As mentioned, will he make it on the site? He knows there's a player back on to quad. And Disco Doppler eliminated in the end. And you know what's the odd part? The old LDLC, when we take a look, every single lineup, last 6 months, they have played Cash 10 times.
Yeah.
Lost it most of the times. The biggest win was against Euronics, 16-11. That's already odd.
Yep. Especially with the old lineup, so...
Yeah.
Although they won the pistol round, I don't have too many hopes that they will make the comeback, especially since even Red Reserve now, you'd maybe expect Red Reserve to be one of those teams who, it's 12-4, they could just force some scouts on Drake and maybe even on Disco Doppler and some Deagles, and you're good to go. But they're playing it somewhat safe.
That's amazing.
The Swedish Passport, number 1.
Yeah, we got a clip of that officially. We finally have it really officially registered.
I think on your Twitter page you can see the Swedish Passport
What is a
theory.
Swedish password? Oh. Yeah. But, I mean, we finally got it approved.
scientifically proven.
Yeah, that's scientific proven, of course. It's not just one clip. Nevertheless, Discodoplin using yellow for himself. Will he perform his magic trick or not? As the players are coming in, finds another. Could go for more, but nearly. 2 kills are somewhat of more than enough, though. And if those USPSs are as that accurate as I know they might be, could be brilliant, but they should get a free weapon onto boost. That's true. And as it's smoked off back on the site, Zen gets a scout for himself, and they could try to retake. There's nothing to lose. There's nothing that could just make it worse, and it is already. And that one peeking, I thought they would have tried that. When do they push together is the question, or will they even? As the player went down onto yellow, they are not actually going for it. It seems like exit frags is their main goal, is their main target. And good night, Draken. And that's a scout failing in its actual objective. As though the players could be falling. They do. Oh. It's actually a quite high amount of casualties. 3 players dead. And so the buy-in into this round is not that great.
That's exactly right, and that's why it was so important to go for his exit kills. Even with the 2 deagle headshots from Discodoplin, dealing a lot of damage. And getting one more player leaves Logan on only an AK without any utility. But I'm even a little bit surprised that LDLC is still able to nearly fully buy. All have a full utility belt except for Logan. And LDLC, they are heavily stacking towards the A side. This should be an air attack coming in very soon.
Yeah, but do they have the right reserve to get that one? Not quite sure if he was standing on the edge of the smoke or if they actually made it, but Rug's falling down. XMS on the site. Bomb to be planted. That seems like safe. That is the best call. With Logan hitting such shots, LDLC stepping up the game and pressing that pedal down to the metal.
Yeah, and a very beautiful execute, because we saw them just throwing a lot of utility towards the A side, at least 3 or even 4 smokes, giving or denying Red Reserve any knowledge of if anything is coming out of main.
Yeah.
Because you had 1 smoke up on heaven, you had 1 cross smoke, even 1 flip side smoke, and then you went for even 3 guys just rotating back over the boost through middle, and no one from Red Reserve was expecting 3 players off the terrorist side to come through highway, and this round gets even more strange. Since Draken, he bought an AWP.
Major mistake, because you know what he should have bought? A Deagle. You see what Discodoplin got? You see what Grox got?
Yeah, you're right.
Draken can't make that work. I know what can make it work. Discodoplin with... oh... a 5.7. Of course, that wrong weapon. The Grux standing back on site, the only real line of defense. It's a matter of time when Drake will rotate, because he could be the perfect supporter. Grux finding a great initial frag, but nobody comes over yellow, and Drux, this is your show. Grux. Another one coming in, another one pushing onto the site, but it's not enough for the moment. The bomb playing out in the open. And Zen, he's considering re-peeking so much. He's considering it so much because he's in so much danger. He could just keep the 2v2 alive, and he's the one to dote and always re-peek and re-peek. But he's realizing this situation is not that great, and this is very crucial information for Draken because he knows one guy is highway and he knows one back on the site. It only comes down if he will hit the one onto Daviduvek. If he's peeking too wide, if he's finding the kill, no, he doesn't. And mid-air shots that are not coming in, the craziest flicks Draken gets. But when it's about 2 somewhat simple frags, he can't make it work. 7-12. 7-12. I would have never, ever believed LDLC coming into this. Never. Never again. I thought this is over. Yep. This is done.
But it's still a 5-round lead from Red Reserve, so let's wait a little bit longer since Red Reserve once more are fully equipped. Raken back again on the AWP. Molotov coming in instantly, getting the Knight. Oh, but XMS finding Grux in the meantime. Even Draken finding Mata. And it should be the mid-control, but the boost perfect from Scream into the Vent, finding 2 fast kills. Now the rotation coming into the B side, but there's still 2 players waiting there, so...
One tap.
Yeah. Even this shouldn't be the perfect call for LDLC.
It should be.
And now we can even see that on the A side, someone is pushing because they know both players on the front of the B side. That's why the main aggression is coming in. But Logan, he could find the only weakness in the CD setup at the moment.
I mean, Logan is lost entirely. Molo coming his way. He lost the bomb in the end. Back to what they used to? Well, we're about to see that because I'm not quite sure if Red Reserve actually can finish this off right now, but it would be perfect. The circumstances are brilliant. LDLC is down to pretty much nothing.
Yep.
And Red Reserve, they got the weaponry they're looking for. If you want to end it right now, perfect.
Yeah, if they win this round, it's going to be a full eco in a force buy from LDLC in the next round, so this could be it. That's probably their best chance in closing out this map and getting 3 more points in the UML. And with winning this map, I think they would be tied with Sprout getting the first place in the UML.
Indeed. Though having 3 matches more play.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a crucial part. Well, let's see, because it seems like dark times are coming down to the A sites. Being defended by Disco Doppelin, who's up on Shroud. But first track happens. So only 4 players alive for LDLC. And Disco Doppelin stays up there, finds one, sprays the second one down as well. And the bomb is just public, out in the open. And the man who's now able to save this is called Devuduvek. But AUG accuracy and headshot combine delivers Grux another kill. So Red Reserve, the money's there, the kills have happened. And LDLC, what can you bring us? Because it seems like nothing will be actually brought to the table at the moment.
Devuduvek? More like Devo don't Vec. How are you
doesn't even
feeling
make
now?
sense.
Do and don't.
Yeah, don't Vec. What shall it mean? Don't Vec. What does Vec mean?
Nothing, but it's
Yeah, it makes no sense. It was a horrible
Devo
joke.
Like
No.
Mexicant. It's Devo do.
Yeah, that's a good
Devo
one though.
don't.
Nexicant and Nexicant is working because it's at the end of the sentence.
I'm just taking
You
creative liberty.
Yeah,
to make.
yeah, really. I love that you have used this right for yourself. Really, amazing. If I would go to a comedy show, it would be surely not yours. 100%. I would stand in front of the theater and say, "Don't visit, don't." This guy thinks device is #1, and everybody leaves. Yeah, Hachi would visit. But for the moment, XMS and Co are being shut down entirely as expected. With this weaponry, you can't do a thing, and well as using bonus hit them, they're in a bad situation for themselves. I mean, what is Twanu about to buy? This is the question. Maffent thought about it as well, but seems like he will be one shot anyway. Disco Doppelin and Co, your chance. As those lads might get 2-0 victory, and as you said, they will not pass Sprout, but they'll get on the same level points-wise. Talking about Sprout, we got them tomorrow here in the pre-show to discuss very important things.
And I think we'll also see them play a 1v1. Correct.
We'll see them play a 1v1 for 6 points in the standings. And as you see, mid is about to be annexed by Mata and Co. But one after another keeps falling. They're only down to 3, and 40 seconds is, from a perspective of time, not really an ideal situation. As this scenario could backfire massively.
It's a huge gamble.
Especially Scream and Raken on the side. Your accuracy. It's coming only down to Scream, and once more a whiff, but no! A single pistol bullet would have been enough. Does Mata really turn this around? This would be unbelievable. It's down to 10 points of health, and a Frenchman not coming up with a heroic story. 16-7 instead of 16-1. Still quite dominant with a short pause, it seemed to be. Red Reserve gaining now another 3 points. Not 34 they got in total. Very excited.
Yeah, it feels like maybe this could be a very interesting lineup if they take it serious in the long run.
Sure.
Because it really feels like they are taking the time. They're even practicing a little bit for the UML, just preparing execute some basic plays of what they want to play. I mean, way more structured. If you look back from the first matches we saw with Red Reserve, even with the full-on Swedish lineup, it didn't look that structured.
Brilliant. Yeah. Maybe just the honeymoon phase. We're about to see that. But first, before we go into a break, let's check out social media, because we got a giveaway set for you. First of all, you know where to go to. UM_League is where you want to head. And well, as we said, we got a giveaway up and ready. And that giveaway is about this lovely Sapphire Radeon RX 580 Nitro Plus. Basically, what you got to do is follow Andrew tweets. So this tweet, of course, retweet. Super simple. And next up, you just need to tell us what's the total number of headshots you think in the UML till this Sunday, 8 p.m. That's very important. You can always tweet whatever number you like. It's just not allowed to just send in a number twice, say 1000, 1001. That's not okay. But you can always delete the tweet and put in a new one. Very simple. And hints, you might gonna hear them through the broadcast. You might hear them a little later on. We got a few more matches. We'll head into a little break, and we'll just be right back with the UML.
Sie haben eine Big Box bestellt.
Fatih, wer war das? Das war irgend so ein hässlicher Typ, Mann. Riesengroß war der auch.
Hässlicher Typ? Ich mag keine hässlichen Typen.
Ich auch nicht, ey.
Was ist denn das?
Ich glaube, das ist so eine Big Box bei runtime.gg. Vielleicht sollten wir das Unboxing-Video machen. Lieber nicht, ne?
Imagination is more important than knowledge. Where knowledge is limited, imagination encircles the world.